Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2024 mid-month general reading. So we're looking roughly at the last half of July. And this reading is for the water sign of Cancer. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for being here. It is always a blessing to be able to be here and do this. You are part of that blessing, so thank you. Okay, Cancer. If your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer, this reading is for you. If you're cross-watching for a Cancerian, this video is also relevant. It may resonate a little differently for everyone. It's a general reading. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. If something really does hit home about it, if it really resonates with you and you'd like to take a deeper look, or you simply like the reading style. If you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, please feel free to email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can see that contact info by clicking the description of this video. I'd love to hear from you. I can usually respond within the same day or within 24 hours. I offer a pretty wide variety of reading choices, all areas of life, different types, lengths, costs, styles, spreads. I try to include something in there for everyone. And I'm pretty diligent about timely scheduling of personal readings. So if you're interested, email me. Okay, for those of you who need to know, like to know, I am using the Royal Deluxe Tarot, clarifying with the Gilded Tarot, both by Cyril Marchetti. Let's see what Cancer has in store for the last half of July 2024. We begin with the Page of Coins. With the Knight of Swords. There's a need here for some of you to balance action with practicality here. The Knight of Swords may indicate that some of you that a decision needs to be made, and maybe a decision needs to be made relatively quickly and relatively assertively. But the challenge sometimes with the energy of the Knights, except for maybe the Knight of Pentacles or Earth, the challenge with the Knights is that while they've matured beyond the page stage, they're not quite to the King and Knight energy. So they have a tendency to be spontaneous and impulsive and kind of rush ahead without thinking things through. So some of you are going to need to maintain a balance between being impulsive with the Knight of Swords and being practical with the Page of Coins, who is still learning, still diligent, a bit more patient, a bit slower energy. There may be the need for some of you to maybe get some advice, seek a mentor, or get some advice. Next, we have the Six of Cups. Energy from the past, perhaps, childhood dreams, looking at things through rose-colored glasses. It's a card commonly associated with the past or nostalgia or the history we have, people, places, situations from the past. It could be long ago past from the childhood, or just people, places, and situations, or ideas and dreams you have a historical connection to. It can also represent looking at things through rose-colored glasses, as we say, like through the eyes of a child when we weren't so concerned with the minutiae. We just only looked at the possibility and potential of things. With the Two of Wands, there's kind of a theme emerging here, Cancer, a theme of being on the cusp of something new, right? And needing to make decisions about that. But the challenge here is that balance is kind of needing to strike a balance between following your emotions. Our emotions are important, but also kind of keeping your head, your brain in the game as well. For some of you, you're going to need to make sure that you don't repeat mistakes from the past, meaning making decisions based solely on your emotions, or letting your emotional landscape be the thing that makes the emotions for you, or your emotions make the decisions and choices for you. I mean, emotions are powerful things. They can be wonderful things, terrible things. They're part of what makes us human beings, right? But I kind of look at emotions as a beautiful horse, right? if you're going to ride that horse, you want to ride that horse, and you want to control that horse and get that horse to take you and to help take you where you need to go, right? So a saddle, a bit, a bridle, right? Reins, right? On the horse, that kind of helps control and steer it, which works out best for both of you, right? Now, if you let your emotions, that horse, just run wild, it can hurt you, it can trample over other people, it can take you over a cliff, right? There's this sense here that I'm getting, Cancer, of needing to kind of balance your impulsivity, which in the past may have led you to make choices you later regretted, even though you learned from them, and making sure you have all the information and taking a minute to kind of step back and evaluate, meaning consequential thinking. What is consequential thinking? Consequential thinking is when we take a step back and go, okay, if I make this choice, this is a possible consequence, the best possible consequence, the worst possible consequence. Am I willing to accept the potential of both of those things if I choose this decision, if I choose this path? So taking a minute, kind of take a step back and evaluate what's the best that could happen, what's the worst that could happen. And if you still choose to go down that path, are you willing to accept the potential of that? Next, we have another page, the Page of Cups. Purity and emotional sensitivity and being open, emotionally open and vulnerable. With the 8 of Coins, this is our work card, kind of nose to the grindstone. This is about perfecting your craft, or, it can be about the 9 to 5, it can be about a business, a project, studies. Again, kind of the need for balance here is what I'm getting. It feels like you're sort of on the precipice, or even for some of you, starting off on something brand new. I feel like for some of you, it may involve another person or another group of people needing to be open, needing to be open to connecting with other people, but also drawing on experience, i.e. mistakes from the past, so that you don't I feel like a lot of you are learning here. And also the need to realize that you and to acknowledge that you may not know everything. You may need some help. You may need to bounce things off other people. But again, kind of balancing that desire to just kind of rush forward into something because you're feeling so, like the pages here, eager and ready to go. That Knight of Swords, he just wants to charge off in a very decisive, assertive way. But again, needing to maintain a balance. Emotions are important. They're part of what drives us. But also, again, keeping your head in the game and taking time to kind of evaluate your decisions. Makes sense. The overall energy or focus for the last half of the month, Cancer, is the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire. So this is the beginning spark that we want to ignite a bonfire that lasts, right? The beginning of a path that's exciting. There's enthusiasm, passion, creativity, and desire. Again, the whole theme here is moving forward, but not rushing forward, right? Because with the Ace of Wands, 2 pages, that Knight of Swords, the temptation to kind of charge forward is strong. But again, needing to balance that dedication and hard work that's in the 8 of Coins, making good, wise choices, learning from the past here. And looking at different areas of life this could apply to, because this is a general reading. In terms of love and romance, it could be either getting involved with someone new, getting involved with someone from your past that's come back, whether you were involved with them or not, and feeling that kind of temptation to spill it all, to have it all be out there and just give everything very quickly and rush right forward into it. But again, kind of needing to maintain a balance with your mental clarity and remembering in the past, perhaps mistakes that you may have made by rushing into things impulsively. It's the same in career, work, business here too. There's an opportunity to move forward on a brand new path. It might be a new business, a new job, a new partnership of some kind, because I do feel like it involves another person or other people. just make sure that you keep your head in the game, right? Remember that emotions, with the analogy of that horse, you're the one sitting in the saddle, so you're the brain that acts as the bit, the bridle, the reins, the saddle, to control that and make that beautiful horse kind of push you forward and take you where you want to go, right? And that requires a certain level of discipline and control, and kind of looking ahead to see what the possible roadblocks or if you need to make changes, not just letting that horse just run wild, right? That's kind of, I could stop there. That's kind of the theme of this whole thing, but I do like to peel it back a bit, so let's do that. Let's take a look at that overall energy of the Ace of Wands. Five of Cups and Death. This is what's driving this. Here's kind of underscoring the underlying theme to this reading too. The Five of Cups is a card of grief, loss, regret. Somebody who's looking at the Three Cups, which are tipped over, spilled out, things that no longer are, things that didn't work out. Maybe regret over bad decisions, past mistakes. Sometimes this card can represent apologies. Death represents endings and transformations. Same cautionary energy here I'm getting, whether this is love and romance, whether it's business work, getting involved in a new project of some kind. Learn from your past. Learning means looking at what we could have done differently, could have done better, could have maybe not done it all. And going in that same situation, I'm not going to rush forward because I might be making those same mistakes, and applying those lessons moving forward. There's a chance to overcome something from the past. Now, it may be with the person, place, or situation from the past, or it may be that there's an entirely new opportunity or situation in front of you that's going to go a long way towards, kind of washing that bad taste or that regret about the past away. It might be a redemptive path for some of you, or for another person close to you that's influential here. Let's take a look at that Page of Coins, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords again. Really strong desire to Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. I think the challenge here really is impulsivity. Because the Six of Pentacles is the balance of giving and receiving, right? And it represents as advice to pay attention to who's giving, to really the balance of whether something's fair. Are you giving more than you're getting back? Are you taking more than you're giving? It represents, true sincerity of giving as well. With the Knight of Swords twice, there's this desire here to just rush forward. It might be you, it might be whoever may be representing the offer or opportunity coming towards you. There's this impulsive desire to just give it all or take it all, but needing to take a step back and evaluate for a minute first. Six of Cups, Two of Wands. Judgment makes sense because twos usually represent choices and duality. Anyway, needing to make a choice, being at a crossroads. Judgment even more so because it's major arcana. Sometimes Judgment is called the second chance card because it might be an opportunity from the past or something similar, but there's also the opportunity to make the same mistakes from the past. There's an opportunity in front of you. You're going to be responsible for the outcome and consequences of it, because that's what judgment means. It means that you have to answer for your choices and decisions because you're responsible for them. The Star, renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism after something, traditionally after something challenging happens, because traditionally in the tarot, the Star comes after the Tower. There's a pretty strong energy here of a past person, situation, coming back into your life. It could be a past job. I mean, could be love and romance. It could be business. Something from the past. Could be a friend. Some situation from the past or links with the past coming into your life. And there's a new opportunity. You can choose to take the opportunity or not. Free will, free agency. If you do, I strongly suggest, because Spirit is suggesting here, to be careful. I'm not really getting a sense that this is a bad opportunity or offer. It might just be, somebody from the past who's hurt you and is coming back to try and resolve things or make resolution, whether it's just a friend or whether it's an old lover or old romantic person. In career romance, it can be, in career and job, it can be, returning back to a job or a company or a boss or a partner or something. Because I do feel like there's another person or other people involved. Judgment in the Star here with issues from the past can mean you can try to have a resolution with that person, place, or situation and then move forward, perhaps not even together, but just having resolution so you can move forward. Might be that you move forward together, like getting back together with someone, reconciling with a friend, going back to an old boss, an old partner, an old company, but being much more cautious this time and learning lessons from the past. Or it can represent that this is coming in and you just need to say, no, I'm not really picking that up for most of you, because it feels like there's an opportunity here. It doesn't look like a bad opportunity, but there's a strong cautionary energy, Page of Cups, Eight of Coins, of being careful this time, right? Of making that balance between, that emotional spontaneity and impulsive wanting to rush forward and just dive right in, but needing to balance it out with foresight and asking yourself before you make any particularly significant decisions, okay, what are the possible outcomes? What's the worst possible outcome? What's the best possible outcome? And in making this choice to go forward, am I willing to accept the potential of that, of everything that entails? If you're not willing to accept that, then don't make that decision. Yeah, okay, so with the Page of Cups and the Eight of Coins at the end here, we have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords. The Ace of Swords is our getting a clue card. The epiphany going off over your head, right? Realization. The Ten of Swords, tens represent endings or cycle fulfillment, like a cycle coming full circle, right? Ten of Swords represents coming to, I believe this was in the past, having come to a challenging or even painful realization that something just wasn't working, it's come to an end, it's no longer any good for you, and even though that hurts, it's time to move on. For some of you, it may have been betrayal as well. This is like, again, learning from one's past here, learning from one's past mistakes. Another ace, the Ace of Pentacles. You have three aces here, representing new starts and new beginnings, new opportunities. I feel like Spirit is saying, go ahead, walk down this path, but don't run down it like perhaps you've done in the past or with similar things in the past. Be careful, be methodical. That's this Eight of Coins energy or Eight of Pentacles energy, slowly, bit by bit, with hard work, being detail-oriented, being cautious, examining everything. That's how this person is building up their long-term security and stability here. And again, balancing that with the energy of the Page of Cups, the Page of Coins, the Knight of Swords, just wanting to kind of rush forward. Again, it's all about balance here. Any final messages, guidance, advice? The Hanging Man. Well, it makes sense, right? The Hanging Man is somebody who hangs upside down from what is traditionally the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, right? So the upside down part can be a bit uncomfortable. It's pretty temporary, it's pretty transitional energy. But why does this person allow themselves to hang upside down from the tree of knowledge, right? So they can get a different perspective. Things look different upside down. Sometimes you see things in a different way. You see things you hadn't seen before. And that's knowledge and information. You're not taking any particularly decisive action just yet, because you're waiting. You're seeing how things play out. If somebody's coming back and making promises about, having apologies or making promises about new things, okay, little step here, let's see how this works out. Let's see how this actually plays out. The Three of Wands, also kind of a gestative, patient waiting card. It represents having laid some of the groundwork, done some of the footwork, and now you're feeling pretty good about it so far. You're taking a pause. You're watching that ship come in. You're hoping that it holds some wonderful things, but for the time being, you're waiting to see what it actually contains. So there's a sense here of, being cautious, being optimistic and hopeful, and doing your due diligence, meeting and matching. For example, if this is, a relationship-oriented thing, again, whether it's love and romance, work, career, friend, okay, you meet them for every step they take towards you, but you don't go rushing towards them, right? It's all about balance here in this reading. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Cancer, those are your messages for the last half of July. I hope for those of you who found them relevant, that they were helpful. Gave you some food for thought. If any of it did really hit home for you, if it did really resonate and you'd like to pull the curtain back on it a bit and take a deeper look, or if you simply like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself as a gift for someone else, please email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can see that by clicking the description of this video. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August general readings. I do post every couple of weeks. And in the meantime, stay safe and well. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.